Hi guys, welcome. This is awesome. I am blown away that you guys have all shown up. I was hoping for 30 people tops, so thank you so much for coming. Yes, let's get to the thank you bit. Cool. Welcome. If it wasn't for you guys, I'd be talking to myself in an empty room, and that would be a little embarrassing, a bit weird. I'd like to thank our sponsor, King's Head, so please have some drinks. Without them, I'd be out at the park or something, and this projector wouldn't work, and I wouldn't have a microphone. So yeah, have a few drinks and make it worth their while. So why am I here, or why are we here? It's not the big question, why are we here? We don't have time for that today. And the answer is 42 for any fellow nerds out there. Oh, yes, it's like all two of you. That's fantastic. We're here because I went to a meetup in Melbourne for digital marketing, and I was really impressed. There was a huge turnout, and there was this cool group of digital marketers that came, that stuck around at the end and had a chat and just talk shop. I think we left the pub because we were getting kicked out. We were that into what we were talking about. And I said, I want that, And I looked around and I couldn't find it in Adelaide. So on a lunch break, I put this up, and like I said, I was hoping to get 30 people, and here you all are. So the idea behind this was originally for digital marketers to come together and learn and grow and share. It's a bit bigger than that now. There's a lot of SMEs around here, and there's some really interesting people that aren't specifically in digital marketing, but want to learn something. So I've really expanded this to be just people who want to learn stuff and want to come along and hopefully learn it with me. So I hope you guys come along to our next event. It will be on the 14th, and it will be here again, so 14th of next month, and it will be Adelaide's Basics. In this, I, again, will take you through start to finish is not the right word, but I'll take you through setting up the first campaign and the do's and don'ts for beginners. So check that out. I haven't put it up yet, but that'll go up tonight or tomorrow. I was frantically putting this presentation together because that's what we all do, don't we? It's like last minute. Oh, here we go. I should need a presentation for this. People are going to come. Yeah, so moving on. There should be a picture of me eventually. Yes. Why am I talking to you? Why me? It's a long story, but I'm not going to tell it in a long way because that would bore you. I used to be a personal trainer, and in 2009 I wanted more clients, and I decided I was going to get more clients by building a website. So I went on to Google and typed in how to build a website and found out that I needed someone's help to create hosting, which isn't the case these days. And I built my first Joomla site. Now, I don't know if anyone remembers Joomla. It was hell. It was terrible. It wasn't fun. But I battled away and built a site, and I found quite quickly that I had another problem, and that was no one was coming to my site. And I said what every client has said to me since: why am I on the first page of Google? And the answer was that I didn't know anything about SEO. So I read everything I could about SEO, and I expanded my personal training business to have an email marketing side of it, and I was even doing video blogs, which was pretty crazy in 2009, 2010. And then I had a car accident. Someone wasn't paying attention, and they wrote me off, and I couldn't be a personal trainer anymore. That was the end of my career, and I had to make a choice. And I chose to move into marketing. I followed my sister, who was hiding in the corner somewhere. There she is. And she quite quickly pushed me to say, look, you need experience if you're going to be a marketer in Adelaide. So I went and door knocked every agency until I found one that would let me work for free. And I told them that I could edit videos and do digital marketing. When I got the job, I spent a week or two watching videos of how to make videos. And just bluffed it until I got where it was. But the reason I'm telling you all this is I've worked with a lot of different clients, and I've been involved in digital marketing, I like to say, for over 5 years. But if you want to count the time when I was a personal trainer, it's a fair whack of time. I've worked with little mum and pop companies that have a couple $100 a month to spend. At the moment I manage a budget of Australian out to living a couple $1 million, which is pretty cool. I have a team. But I've worked large and small in lots of different facets of digital marketing. I have a real love of what I do. I'm in front of you today as a passionate digital marketer, not as an expert. There are going to be things that I don't know, because you can't know everything, especially not with Google and Facebook moving at the rate that they are. I know if it did, I'm not pretty confident in that, but there will be questions, and I'm hoping a lot of questions tonight, but there will definitely be questions that I'm going to just call it and say, I don't know. And what I'm really opening up you guys to do is, if anyone does know the answer, put your hand up and answer it for me. That's what I'm looking for. I want to build a community of people who love digital marketing as much as I do. Not as much as I do, I'm a kid. But people who are interested in digital marketing and really want to share and learn and grow together, that's what I'm here to do. All right. So Matt, this slide's for you, mate. Is this actually a feedback quote? Follow the rules or follow the fools. That's not real?
I don't think it is.
That was a late night. Google search. But with some pretty clear rules for this little group, and they're short and sweet. The first one is no one is to be put down or like they're saying a lot of things. There are no stupid questions. So hoping everyone can sort of back each other and support each other, and we can all learn together. The second rule is more of a promise, and that is that I won't have anyone up here trying to sell you something. Now, we're all here for networking as much as we are for listening to me and looking at me. And I, whilst being a marketing manager, also do a bit of freelance work on the side. I'm happy to talk to anyone about that. But when it comes to the information that is up on that screen, it's information that you can use and take away today. If it's put together in a way that I've seen this before, where it's really hard and you wouldn't get it, but I can do it for you, I'm not looking for those people. And if you're one of those people, don't bother asking me to come up here, because I don't want any part of it. So yeah, I just want to make that clear right off the bat. You can't build a community if you're trying to sell something. It doesn't work that way, or at least not this kind of community. And thirdly, just drink a lot and have some fun with this. There's lots of places you could be tonight. I'm glad that you came here and chose to listen to me. But let's make sure that it's a bit of fun and don't take ourselves too seriously. And with all that in mind, let's get on to what we're going to do tonight. So, we've got a lovely animation here about what we're going to cover. And it was pointed out to me by someone who's quite good at this sort of things as they looked over my presentation, that the first half of this is a bit dull. And I'm sorry for that. I think it's really cool. But I think that you guys are going to you may find parts of this a little slow at the beginning. Hang in there with me, because after the halfway point, all we're talking about is cool videos and how to make that work. I'll give a practical example. So we start off with theory. We then move to a practical example. This is how you're going to set up your Facebook account. I'll stop here and say that I'll send anyone who wants these slides the slides, and I'll answer any questions you send me on LinkedIn or via my email address. That's why the sign-up sheet was at the front door. Anyone who hasn't signed up that wants to connect with me, put your name on there, give me your email, and I'll make sure that I add you on LinkedIn and then I send you a feedback form, because I really want to make this better. And look, if I suck, tell me that too, because I want to know if I get 4 people here next week and they're my mates. That's a good, next month, sorry, that's a good indication. But yeah, I'm open to as much feedback as you're willing to give me about tonight. Moving on from that, I've got how to win at videos. Then we do a workshop. Now the workshop, we're going to run through an example. So keep in your head, think of a business. I'm hoping it can be a business for good. So if you've got a charity or someone who does something in the world, if you can shout that out when we get to that point. I will run through this as a group, so that we're doing a bit of group learning, and we'll shout out how we're going to solve these problems together. Finally, I'll answer your questions. Now, there'll be question time at the end of every section. So wait to the end of each section for me to ask questions, and then hammer me, and I'll do my best to answer them. And from then, I think I've said the drinks thing enough now. You guys will got the point that I'm pretty keen for a drink as soon as this is finished. And then we'll break. So why use Facebook, especially for the advertising funnels? I'm going to start with who this is not for. If you've got a small budget, this may not be for you. If you've got a tiny little bit of money to spend, this might not be the best way to use your money. But I'll tell you the best way to use your money, and that is targeting people who are most likely to want your product or service and then following it up with some retargeting. The best ways to do that, and yeah, hit me up with any questions because I need to move at a certain pace so you guys are going to force it on me, is to use your own data, so customers who have bought from you before, using a custom email audience, using pixel data, or using lookalike audiences off of interactions in your thank you pages or your sign-up pages. Target those people who are most likely similar to the people who have bought from you before and then follow it up with some retargeting. There's nothing better with a tiny budget. Now, if you're looking to build a brand, if you're in a competitive market, if you are finding that your audiences are burning out, what I mean by that is that we've all had this experience where you've put it on Facebook, you're getting amazing return on investment, like, yes, I am a marketing king. And then a week later, it slowly dips off, and before you know it, you're like, I can't spend $200 on a lead or $300 on a lead. What's going on? Most likely, this is because you've burnt out your audience. Everyone's heard what you've had to say, and they're not interested anymore. So you can change your copy. Changing the creative does work, but it's only going to work for a certain amount of time. We need to find new people. So that's what the funnel is about. It's about finding new people who haven't heard of you before, and having an interaction with them that is engaging and interesting. Someone said to me recently that, look, there's a lot of ads on Facebook. Yeah, there are, but they don't all have to be ads. They don't all have to be, hey, look at me! Some of them can be, hey, this stuff's cool, why don't you check this out? Or, useful, or interesting, or not pure sales. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So we have 6 parts. We have awareness, engagement, we have generic offer, targeted offer, and finally retargeting. I've got post-conversion on the end, and I'll be honest with you, that's because the template had 6 positions, not 5. And I was in a hurry to get this done. But post-conversion campaigns can really work, and I don't spend enough time on it personally. Think about a customer who has had an interaction with your business and the kind of cool stuff that you can do with them after that interaction. You could advertise for them to give you a review, you could give them post-care tips on how to use your product, you could send them special offers for them to refer their friends or to buy cross-selling or upselling. There's a huge amount of things that you can do post-conversion that I don't think people really spend enough time utilising or thinking about. I probably won't touch on that again unless someone asks me a question on it, but I wanted to explain why it was there and what it is. So, we have step 1. Right, we have theory. Then we'll have step 1. Okay. Hey, have you heard of us, as I like to call it, or awareness? So, with the awareness phase, we are trying to find people who haven't heard of you before, quite basically. We're trying to introduce them to your brand, to say, have you heard of us? Now, I have a challenge in Australia to live in. Everyone thinks we do furniture or barbecues. You don't sell either of those products. So to get over that challenge has been really showing brand products, people using the products and interacting with those products, and building those associations up in people's minds that, oh, okay, use the artificial lawn, do roller shutters. That's a challenge that I've had to overcome, and using the awareness phase of a funnel is really the way of doing it. I'm going to take a sneaky look because I'm making sure I haven't missed anything. Yeah, no calls to action. That's really important. You're not looking to sell anything here. You're just looking to let people know that you have something to sell. You also have the opportunity here to have some really interesting and engaging content, some really crazy shit. You can try out lots of different stuff. The metric here that you're looking for success is video views. So you really open up by what things you can do to make that happen. That's the awareness phase in a nutshell. We will move through to the second part where I'll tell you how the targeting works within Facebook. And again, I am moving quite quickly, but I've been speaking for 15 minutes already, and I feel that you guys will walk out on me if I don't keep moving. Step 2, letting them know you're a good bloke. So step 2 is the engagement part of the funnel. Now, this is where you can get a bit more creative with the kinds of advertising that you're sending out to people. You've got blog posts, so pull up Google Analytics and look at your most engaged blog post. I guarantee you that will get good interaction on Facebook. And you can solve a problem, you can give a free sample. You can definitely use previous posts that have done really well. So you've got a bit of social proof there, showing, look how good we are. Look at all these people that like us. You must like us too. You can also use your corporate social responsibility, and I'm sure I missed one. Interested in engaging, top performing blogs. A free download of an ebook or a sample. This is another great way of engaging with someone through the funnel. I think I haven't picked up on this yet, but I don't have one picture of a funnel in this whole thing. This is maybe a failure, but I don't know if you've been to marketing presentations really recently, but they all have a funnel and they all look the same. Exactly the same. So I'm going to tell you that it was because I wanted to be interested in different and not because I didn't have time to make one. Alright, so this is how we've gone so far. We've gone, hey you, and you've been introduced to the brand. So I'm going to use a lawn as the example. One of the great things we used with the awareness phase was a little video of a kid with a toy lawnmower pushing it on there. You can see that we do artificial launch trials play. It was a really fun way of conveying that. So the customer has seen that, had that brand interaction where it's good, oh, you guys are artificial lawn, not barbecues, cool. Next we come through and we see the engagement phase where we can show you ways to look after your lawn. We can show you posts of people who have happy lawn installations, and so on and so forth. So we're building those memory structures in these customers' minds before we're asking for $1. There is no call to action here either. Any call to action might be to go to the website to read a bit more. It's really still building that trust and getting people used to you. Step 3 is just letting you know, hey, you can buy stuff from us, if you want to. It's good soft. There's a call to action that's not too strong. We're targeting the people that we've just spoken to. So throughout this, we're building those interactions, and we're going to finish that off with giving them an offer. And sometimes this is the end of the interaction. Some people are ready to buy at this point. They've been hit by the awareness phase. They were in consideration. They went, cool, I'm going to move on. But this is still a pretty soft sell. This is not smashing people over the head. This is just letting them know that you can sell stuff. This is also the time in the funnel where you start introducing lookalike audiences for customers who have been with you before, whether that be through pixel conversions or basically everything I just said about the short funnel, short budget. Alright, step 4 is, we know you've been to our site and really should buy our stuff. This is when we start pushing a little bit harder. The call to action is a lot stronger and we want to restate the benefits. This is where we can start overcoming some of the objectives. This is where we start pushing the benefits of our product a lot harder. We start letting them know that what we have is the best, or we compare it, and so on and so forth. Finally, we have step 5. Hey you! Buy our stuff! It's the best! This is literally the shouting phase where we're saying how great we are. It only lasts for a week. There's a higher number of impressions during this time. We're really pushing a bit harder. This is where you've got your percentage off. This is where you're looking to really push someone to make that sale. So we've got a strong call to action. We're overcoming people's objections. You have the opportunity, if you set your targeting up right, to reference an empty cart, that's not empty, that has something that's been purchased in it. You can also offer additional discounts, and I've even seen some people put like a call to action that went to a chat, so that you could then have a conversation from that point on. And finally, that's the end. That's 5. That's cool. All right. So let me just give you a recap of the journey of the person who's gone through so far. Awesome. We're on time. The person has heard of you now in the first instance and found out what you do. You then let them know that you're a good bloke by providing value to the customer, using the breadth of the kind of marketing that we can do using Facebook, whether that be the blogs or whatever. So I've come through, I've seen a cute video of a kid pushing a lawn, and I've stayed on that video for at least half of that time, so I must be interested. I've then gone on and I've seen a blog about how to maintain a lawn, because I've got to worry that this lawn might be dead in 5 years. it might bleach out, there's no colour left in it, and now it's money on an artificial lawn that no longer looks like a lawn, it just looks artificial. From there, I've been given a soft call to action and then a stronger call to action, and then finally I've been chased around, and obviously this works for me. You might have a different organisation where chasing your customers around for 7 days and shouting at them isn't good, and that's cool. There's always an opportunity to testing and trying different stuff. So that's the overview theory section done. Is there any questions at this point? Questions? No one? Nothing? Awesome. All right, we will move on. So from here, we have the example. So again, I will set on these slides as long as I can if you want to take notes, but this is the setup within the Facebook interface of exactly how to make this stuff happen. Bear with me as I smash this. Last time I spoke in front of so many people, I was getting married and I cried. Let's hope I don't get married or cry this time. All right. So step one is, hey, have you heard about us? This is the setup. Now, I'm going to sort of lean over a little bit so I can read it, because my memory's not quite that good, even though I put these things together every day. The campaign objective is video views. Now, the reason it's video views is you want to build an interaction audience. You want to build an audience in Facebook of people who have watched your video because they're interested in it. I saw a slide from Facebook recently that said anyone who watches a video more than 50% is more likely to remember your brand. So the video views is the way that you build that interaction. From there, the custom audience. Include a lookalike custom audience, 3 to 10% of customers who will come to your website. So we're trying to attract people who look like the people who have been to your website. Not so much customers, we're not at that point of the funnel yet, it's still very broad. This is just the people who are most likely to be to come to your website. Exclusions, this is the important part. You want to exclude all website traffic for at least 30 days. The reason is, I don't want to talk to people I've already spoken to. These are freshies, these are people that haven't heard of you before. You're wasting your marketing budget. If you're trying to talk to people who have already spoken to you about the awareness piece, they're like, oh cool, who cares? It's not where I'm at. We're also excluding anyone who's engaged with your Facebook page in the last 30 days. Again, we don't want you if you've heard of us. This is fresh people. Connections. Again, we're excluding people connected to your page. Adelaide has over 100,000 people. That makes it a lot easier to find fresh people if you cut everyone who's had anything to do with you. Placements is really interesting. I try and run all the placements on awareness. Now, that wasn't a thing to do 12 months ago. Facebook changes so quickly, it's insane. 12 months ago, if you were anywhere other than the feed and sometimes the right-hand side, you were wasting money because it just didn't work. Awareness network was a joke. Instagram was, unless you sold skinny tea, that wasn't really the place to go. But that's all kind of changing at the moment. The machine learning, the algorithms that are associated with Facebook now are vastly better than they have been. And it's super worth trying all of the placements. And then looking on that return on investment. How cheap were those views? And looking at your whole campaign. So looking from step 1 through to step 5 and going, when I've made a change here, how different are the conversions at the end of the funnel? A lot of people fall over because they go, well, my views aren't as good as they were. So you turn it back off and you go, oh, now my conversions aren't working on the remarketing side. It's because you need to look at the whole thing. You can't look at it in isolation. It's a real struggle, especially if you come from AdWords like I did. It's a very different way of looking at it. With AdWords, you go for the throat. These people have search intent. There's no search intent here. No one's typing in outdoor blinds. No one's even interested in outdoor blinds. They're out there trying to talk to their friends. So you need to be interesting and engaged and try and pick them up. The destination URL. Destination URL is your homepage or relevant product page, if anything at all. You can build a second interaction audience off of people who are into your website. So it's a good kind of backup if they don't watch the video but they just click straight to the link and they're really keen. You're still building an audience that way. And I've always been testing on every slide, which probably not many of you can see by the way this room's put together. But that's the ABT of digital marketing. Try everything. Everything I say today has worked for Australians living and worked for numerous customers I've used before. and it is a recommended best practice for Facebook, that might not work for your industry. That might not work for the type of customers, or sometimes weirdos you're trying to find. Sometimes they're weirdos. I'm a bit of a weirdo, can't wait for that now. So always be testing, because you just don't know what's going to work until you've tried it. Alright, we're in step 2. Let them know you're a good bloke. These are 2 different campaigns, because you can't have 2 different objectives. So you've got a brand awareness campaign and you've got a traffic campaign. So your blog posts, they're your traffic campaigns. The objective there is to push people to that website, to get them to interact, to know more about you. The brand awareness is pretty simply impressions. We're just trying to get as many people as we can to see this ad, to know that we exist. And again, just reminding you, the engagement phase is when you're telling people about, you're offering some value to the customer before you're trying to ask for some money. So, it's the social engagement stuff, it's the community awareness, it's the happy feeling good stuff. So the custom audience we have in here is just one. It's including the custom audience of people who have viewed your video for at least 50%, because that's gauging intent, and it means that these people are interested in what you have to say, or at least somewhat. It's Facebook, of course. But if they've stopped for a general rule for video is 10 seconds or less. If they've stopped for 5 seconds, they are not just flicking. I saw a pretty scary bunch of stats from Facebook saying that we're actually getting much quicker at our decision making than we used to be. So traditional wisdom was it was a second before we made a decision. Now they're tracking people that are saying 13 milliseconds or something insane, where you've looked at it, recognized the image, and made a decision whether you want to see that or not. So it's very important when you get to this video part, being very engaging. All right, we have no connections because, again, we don't really want people other than the people who start the funnel. Placements, I've talked about the use of all placements, so use all placements at this time. The only URL we'll be using is a relevant blog if you're doing a blog. And again, test all this stuff. I'm going to keep repeating that. So if you get one thing from me tonight, it's Corey thinks you should test all your stuff. We have step 3, which is, hey, just letting you know, we've got some stuff to sell. And this is actually one of the most important parts of the funnel, because the funnel kind of moves in 2 ways. You've got the funnel you've created over here, where we've done the awareness and the engagement. And then we've got a different funnel, which is kind of just started at step 3. Because these are the people that look like people who have bought from you before. This is where you start throwing in, lookalikes of super versions. This is where you do custom audiences of people who have purchased from you before. So what I mean by that is if you've got nice clean data, or even some data, you can upload to Facebook names, phone numbers, and email addresses of people who have bought your products. These are the most likely to be the types of people who will apply from you because they're bought from you. You can then create a lookalike audience from that list of people. Where Google, only once tonight, I do this constantly. Google, Facebook. Facebook will take this audience and then look at the similar characteristics and find people who are similar to that audience to target. So it's really important that you use this. Also, custom audience of people who have landed on your thank you page. This is really good if you need to split out different products. So Shane was looking at lots of different products. Even more so than e-com site, you don't just want people who have converted, you want people who have converted for a specific product, because they can look very different to the people who have bought. Even with us, a lawn person is very different to a PVE person. But if you've got an e-com site with hundreds of different SKUs, you really need to be segmenting that out. Exclude people who have converted in the last 30 days unless you cross-sell. This is another great way to save some money. Don't talk to people you've already sold stuff to. No one's buying more out there once. I do some work for the Women's and Children's Hospital Foundation. Once they've signed up, there are certain types of people that's it. They're given every month, they ain't got no more money for you. There's no point wasting your time spending money to try and talk to those people. So don't. Connections, now you want people that like your Facebook placement. Look, I stick with the Facebook feed, right column, and then test everything else. I'm getting some really cool wins on Instagram. Messenger, since they've opened up Messenger, has been really good for me. I had this fear that Messenger ads would lead to more people sending us messages on Messenger, but no messages. So we're all good. The destination URL is a custom designed landing page. This is really important. This is not your home page, this is not your product page, this is a page with one thing that it needs to do. It's sell your shit. That's it. That's all it does. It does nothing else. Otherwise you're wasting your money because users come and they get lost and they click around and they go, oh, maybe I want this, maybe I want that. And I know this for absolute certainty because I use a product called Hotjar which gives you videos and you watch them and they are nuts. They go everywhere, all over the place, and down here and over here, and click on this, click on, do this and do that. Make a really well-designed landing page. Moving on, we know you've been to the website before, and we're going to give you a bit more targeted marketing. The objective here is conversions. The last one, the objective is conversions as well. I can't skip past that. I'm a bit excited. We're looking for conversions here. We have a custom audience. Now, this is a bit different. We're including people who have been to your website in the last 30 days. But we're looking for people that show a bit of buyer intent. You know, remember, these are the ads that are a little bit heavier, a little bit stronger. And we're looking for people that show buyer intent. So they are people that have landed on pages that are about your products. They're not just random pages, they're pages about your products. Include people that have been on your Facebook page because they could be a good source, and exclude people who have converted master VAs, again, unless you do cross-selling. Placements, it's the same advice as last time, but you want to look at feeds and right columns and test everything else. And I'm going to say it again, because if I repeat myself, you might remember, test the ability of all of your campaigns within your funnel to convert. Don't just test this one thing and go, look, Instagram never converts. I'm going to kill it. It may be a shitty platform for you, or it may just be the platform that people look at, remember your product next time on their phone and make a conversion. Multi-touch is really important. Gone are the days of only thinking about that last click. People are looking across multiple devices at multiple times. My wife is never doing anything at once. She comes home, she sits down, she turns the TV on, and then proceeds to completely ignore it. And she looks on Facebook, and I'm like, well, why am I watching? I don't want to watch the news. I'm watching it. Okay, cool. Okay. We are always looking at multiple screens. I called the other day on the phone, with the laptop on the lap, with the TV on. And she still wouldn't let me change the channel. She was convinced that she was doing the right thing, which for her she is. All right, I'm going to target offer. Again, we want a landing page that converts. Now, in this phase, you can start using a bit more language where you know that these people have talked to you before and you're trying to overcome objections. So those objections could be on price, they could be lots of different things really. But you can start bringing those objections in because you know they've had an interaction with you before. And again, what is we testing? Now let's move on to step 5. Hey you! Buy our stuff! What's your call? Yeah, I've committed to that, so I'm going to keep telling you every time it comes up. Don't be scared. We've got conversions. This is the last phase. This is retargeting. We are including people who have been on your sales landing pages only. This is right at the end, guys. This is people who have just been to the page that says, buy my stuff, and that's it. They've done nothing else. They've only been to that page. And it's only in the last 7 days. You're going to lose the ability to be relevant if you have this for a long time. You might as well just sprint them constantly if you're not going to have a short time period. 7 days has also worked for me. I've seen people as short as 3, as long as 10. But 7 days is a good rule that I feel works. Exclude people that have converted unless you cross-sell. We don't need any connections, placements. These are the ones where you're a bit more picky about your placements. You're making sure that they do convert. Now, I said judging on the whole of the funnel. This is the exception to that rule. This is the exception to every rule. This is the end of the funnel. This is where you want them to give you your money. There's nothing else to judge this on but them giving you your money. So you can be a little bit more cutthroat there. Now, optimize ad delivery for impressions. The rest of these campaigns should have an optimized delivery only for conversions. Facebook has done this really cool thing in the last 6 months where if you don't have enough conversions for the data, you can just use clicks. And that's the best way to do these previous ones. The destination URL, these landing pages are really pushing people to convert. This is the last thing. A lot of businesses are offering discounts at this stage because they've been right through the funnel, they've heard of you, they've seen your call to actions many times, and they haven't converted. So this is an opportunity to really get them. So get a bit of money off, get that conversion, and always be testing. Wow, that's really cool. We haven't moved on. Any questions? Because that was heaps of stuff. Good question. I'm glad you asked, and I could tell you were a little worried about it, but you asked anyway. Thank you.
What was the question?
The question was, what's a pixel conversion? It's a good question. It's a bit of code that you can put on your website where Google can see if you've converted or not. So the Facebook pixel is something that every website should have. If you don't have it, go and get it. It basically just tags, it lets you know in the interface when someone's converted, and then you can do an audience off the back of that. Anyone else have any questions? Because I really have covered a lot of that kind of advanced stuff without any prelude, just gone straight in.
In your example, you're referencing forms, how long was that entire campaign from step 1 to step 5?
From start to finish, that's a really good question. I don't have amazing data about that. I know that the longest that it can be is 30 days, because then they fall out the back of that funnel. The best way to track that would be with Google AdWords. Analytics, that's one on 2. It's probably 3 or 4 tonight. It would be using Google Analytics and making sure that conversion interaction is being followed from start to finish. Honestly, I haven't had time to find that out, but it's a really good question. It's interesting to see how long that takes. 30 days, no more. Anyone else? Don't be shy. What's Facebook? No, look, there are no stupid questions. None at all. This stuff's really, can be really full on. All right, boring stuff's done. Yay! You're all still here. Not one person has left. That is fantastic. All right, from here we're doing the fun stuff. This is the videos. So how to win at videos. So I've got 10 tips for how to win at videos. If you're not on video at the moment, you're not really on Facebook. If you pull your Facebook out right now, and you have a look at your phone, you look at Facebook, 7 out of 10 posts of videos. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that's what I'm seeing at the moment. Before the update that happened about a month ago, it was like all videos, but they've kind of pulled it back a little bit lately. So here are my 10 tips for videos. Catch you in the first second. So, catch you in the first second, we've spoken about this already. People have a very short attention span. They're flicking. You want to get them in the flick and go, so that they're like, okay, cool, I'll watch this. This whole strategy bases around that first interaction being a good one, being an interesting one. Let's see if the video works. This is something I should have tested. Here we go. This is cool. There's not a lot of sound on all of these. Sound is a secondary thing on Facebook at the moment. You want to use it as a complementary, you don't want to use it as the primary source of communication. But yeah, that's a really cool version I'm going to add. 2, always use video even when you only have stills. So a great way to do this is using some tools that I've got at the end of the presentation. But you've got iMovie, or if you're lucky enough, you have a little experience in making videos, and you can do that. But just a little Canva's effect on moving images and things like that. That'll still work really well. Pardon me. There's also some cool tools on Facebook called Creative Hub. Has anyone used it? Creative Hub? No? Maybe? Check it out. It's a really good way of seeing how your mobile content works. So here's a great example where these are all stills. Is it going to play? These are just stills with graphics. There's nothing complex about this. This is just background, image, still. I did pick the coolest videos, and I realised afterwards that it's a little bit intimidating if you haven't made videos before, that I'm going to show you all the coolest videos, but they can be really simple. They can just be moving images. Alright, step 3. Aim for less than 10 seconds. I've said that about 10 times tonight. Hopefully that one sticks in your mind as well. Aim for less than 10 seconds. No one's watching a longer video, or if they are, you've got a really cool video. I love this video because it really just captures your attention. That's Yeah, I wouldn't scroll past that. I don't even really eat that many chips, but
I gotta buy some chips.
here's a plant, by the way. Thanks, Leo. I'll pay you later. All right. And the other cool thing is to use a loop. So that's a fun way of getting people when they're passively scrolling through. All right. Next, we have don't rely on the copy in the post to get your message across. This is something I've come across recently as something that honestly I could do better. Having your message contained in a video without any talking is a challenge, but it's one that you should meet. Because not everyone is paying any attention. If we go back to that person scrolling, they're looking on the bus and they're just scrolling through quickly. But they might even read. The first interaction is not to read the text, it's just to look at the picture. It really is. So have some cool pictures. I love this. This is probably my favourite video. It's a slow burn, but it's really cool. It might break rule 1, which is get them in 10 seconds. Get them in the first second, but if you're a cat lover, I mean, this is cool. And it's actually really simple. Like, it's just looking at glass with a camera underneath it. All right, we could probably watch that today. This is not a space for subtle. I'm not sure if the sound is going to play on this one, but it should get me up here. That's a clear swipe at Apple, and they're not shy about it. That's exactly what they're going for here. We're all about engaging with these people and capturing their attention. Don't do it half-heartedly when you go about it. Really try and grab someone's attention. Try crazy stuff. With Australian Ads of Living again, we had a nosy neighbour ad that did insanely well, and no one liked it in the office. Everyone was, this is terrible. But my advertising manager at the time, she really wanted to do it. I love fostering innovation and trying and stuff. We're still using it 6 months later. People love it because it's just a little video of some blinds coming down and saying, stop those nosy neighbours chipping out your barbecue. It's obviously a problem for people. But it was a crazy idea that worked. Try lots of crazy ideas. One of them will work. The cool thing with digital is you'll know really quickly if it's working or not. You can tell by the interactions. A really good tip when you're judging the success or failure of something that you're doing is looking at the negative interactions. If you're getting a lot of negative interactions and your cost is going up, you know that that's not working for you. Bulk super treatments. So what we mean here, this is my favourite video, and this breaks every other rule. But I just love it for me personally because it's really engaging. All it is a bit of music, but really the video does it. You can see here the supers are huge, so you can see what's going on here. When I say supers, I mean the text that is up on the screen. Yeah, he's making a bold impression of his boss. I think you get the picture. This one goes on for a while. The creative guys in the back, advertising guys, would love this one because it really ticks all the boxes. And it breaks every rule that I've just said, but because it's so interesting and engaging, it works really well. All right, next. We have fast and bright cuts. This is something everyone should be doing. You need to do this with still images. See how quickly this just keeps chopping and changing over and over and over again. There's another video that does this really well, but I had to pick one video for each. That's going to grab your attention as you're flipping through, just flashing on and off, long enough that you're going to consider, what is this about? Why am I watching this? Vertical if possible, square is the standard. That is something that everyone gets wrong in the beginning. They take their TV ad, or they take an existing property, this landscape, and they put it on this tiny little phone. The screen goes the other way. And no one looks at it that way when you're scrolling through Facebook. I don't know if it works that way. But yeah, you can take up a lot more real estate if you're using 16:9 or 2x3. You get what I'm trying to say? Long and skinny. You really get to dominate a lot more of someone's attention. If this was landscape, we'd be looking at from here, you know, a huge difference in the kind of attention you're taking away from your competitors.
Corey, so when you go and shoot something,
Yeah, mate.
do you guys shoot for TV baseball?
We,
Budget or?
depending on the budget, so a lot of the times we have digital shoots, we have a digital objective, and then we're definitely shooting landscape. We also shoot, you know, as high quality as we can to crop. There's some really interesting video around how to change your existing assets to work on this platform, and then really just cropping in tighter on people's faces and focusing on square and focusing on where the eye would be scanning anyway, which you guys could probably tell me more about than I know. But yeah, making sure that the interesting interaction points are being shown in the square.
So you just shoot live at 4D so that you can crop the CD.
If we're doing it for the high, if we're doing for stuff that we multi-use, absolutely. If we're doing a digital only shoot, then we'll shoot vertical. Good question. Thank you. All right, this is one of my favourites. This is don't use dialogue. Yeah, avoid dialogue. Not many people are listening. If that's what you're using to get your message across, not going to work. This is in German, but it's a really interesting, cool ad. And we're almost at the end. 10. Take a look at these creative apps. So, come back and look at this. For photo editing, we've got Snapseed and Over. So these are all tools that all of you can use. You don't need to be a professional. In fact, they're aimed at people who aren't. If you would like the full list, you can find me on LinkedIn and contact me, or come and see me afterwards and give me details. Again, if you use the sign-in sheet, I'll make sure each and every one of you my connection on LinkedIn. For photo editing, we've got Snapseed and Over. For video editing, we've got Video Shop, Quick, and Adobe Spark. Adobe Spark only works on iOS, which is sad because I'm an Android man, but that's all right. It's all love here. From here, GIF-like, we've got Giphycam, Boomerang, and Muskrat. All of those are really good. I think most people have heard of Boomerang, but they're all pretty cool too. And finally, photo to video, we use Legend or RIPL. So, any questions from that section? We have one section left, and I can tell that I've hit that magic almost an hour where people are getting restless. Any questions? No, you're all good. Awesome. Well, you're doing a great job or failing miserably. All right. Here is our workshop. Here's our practical time. So does anyone have a charity or a good event that they would like to put forward as an example? Anyone at all? Your favourite charity? Doesn't have to be a client.
Legacy.
Legacy?
Yeah.
Can you explain what legacy is for everyone else?
It's for returned soldiers that started in the First World War.
Yep.
So if you've just gone to Afghanistan and visited the league, legacy will come and help you and the family, take the family to school. If you pass away in active service, they'll look after your family.
Excellent. Did everyone hear that? Yeah. So legacy supports soldiers that have returned, especially if they've been injured and if they've passed away.
Mainly the families.
The families, there we go, the families. All right, so we are now looking at step one. Hey, have you heard of this? Oh, I'm going to go too quick. I'll keep going like that. So, ideas. What kind of video could we use to target these people that have never heard of legacy like me up until right now?
Military shots.
Military shots, absolutely. Mentioned there was the families. So families, I can see a scene of a family looking at a hat or a flag or something that really lets you know that tugs at the heartstring, this person is no longer with them, and these people might need support. Think about her as a single mum with a couple of kids. She's single because her husband's been taken from her. That's a really powerful image. I'm actually getting My hair's going up from the back of my neck as I think about it, because I'm a little bit of a visual person. But yeah, that's going to grab attention, and you can still do quick moving stuff. You can still make it heartwarming. You can still make it have that cut through, but make it tailored for this audience. It's really cool. Is there any other suggestions on what we can use for that? No, we're all good. Okay, engagement is the next one. Letting you know you're a good bloke. This is kind of a slam dunk for a charity. It's kind of why I picked it. So, what can we use for engagement to grab people and let them know that we're a good bloke?
Ex-military person taking a young kid to school.
Absolutely, an ex-military person taking a young kid to school. That will definitely tug on the heartstrings and reaffirm that brand idea. Anything else?
Service dog.
A service dog. Yeah, that's good. Who doesn't love animals? We have a video with a dog in it, and it always does amazingly well. It's crazy. A service animal, for sure. So, off the top of my head, I can think of blog posts for people who are going through this at the moment. That would be really useful. The more technical side of being in a position where you've lost someone or supporting someone, where you have documents that need to be filled out, you would need help with certain parts of things. These are the things that are going to resonate with people who are in that situation. And it's the type of language that would be used by these people. I don't know it personally, but for example, a lawyer in Melbourne, if you're looking for a car accident, it's a TAC form. You're only going to know that if you're in that position. You're not going to know that any other time. But that's the kind of thing that is really good for the engagement phase, where we're solving their problem, we're helping them out. So that's cool. Any other suggestions? I can think of a couple more where you've raised X amount of dollars and you want to share that with the world. You know, we've done this. You might have built a house for somebody, you want to show that story. Really, the sky's the limit with positive, happy, warm stories that you're giving someone that brand interaction. So again, we're going for awareness. We've seen the family, we've tugged at the heartstring, we know who you are. We've moved over to engagement, where we are engaging with the audience and we're telling them who we are in more detail and doing those brand associations. Then we move into just letting you know that you could donate. You know, that's something that people do. Suggestions for that?
How much you've raised? And that you can be part of?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. A kid getting his finishing his high school. You know, single mums have a hard time raising a kid, and that kind of support, I'm sure, would help them through that. Anything else?
What $20 gets you as a last
Yes.
donation?
I love that. What a $20 standard donation will get you. You know, where's your money going? What will you get for that money? Absolutely. Anything else? I think those are all really good suggestions. So again, we're just giving them an opportunity to donate. Step 4 is where they've had the interaction, they've had a bit of a look around. We can start using some stronger language, so we can start really pushing them for a little bit of money, especially if they're letting, people who care do X, language like that. Are there any other suggestions apart from this step? That's cool. Moving on. And finally, this is the brutal phase. Hey you! Buy our stuff! It's the best! I told you I was going to do. Alright. This is where we've really tied at the heartstrings. What are you doing this Christmas? This family hasn't got an income because this person has left. This kid doesn't have a dad because he was serving your country, he was looking after you. There's some really strong, powerful imagery that you could use here to garner a donation. Cool. That was really good. Questions? It's the last set of questions. About anything at all. Facebook, digital marketing. We're all good. Cool. Well, I want to thank all of you for coming on this little adventure with me. As I said, I didn't expect many people to turn up, let alone this many people. It's awesome. My next event is on the 14th, as we spoke about. Again, it's AdWords Basics, where we take you through an account. I've got to be honest, it's going to be similar to this, only I'm going to get you all to bring a laptop if you can, and we're going to work through it. So we'll get through a certain amount. We won't get through doing the whole account. If I can, I'll get someone to show you as we're doing it, so we'll start from scratch and we'll do it through. The important thing to remember is all this stuff's on video. So if you join the Facebook group, which is listed on the meetup, you can go back and watch this video again, as long as Matt's done his job. Otherwise, I sincerely apologise. You can contact me with the slides and I can give you more details. I'm happy to have a drink or a coffee with anybody and really go into detail about this stuff. As I said, I just want to talk shop. I'm really excited about this stuff. I'm not here to charge you for every minute of my time. I'm more than happy to run you through exactly how this works. I know that in an hour, it's hard to absorb this much stuff. So yeah, that's great. Thank you again to King's Head for giving us the support. Please stick around. I think the next one's the drinks. That's what I've been thinking about. Yes. Please stick around and have a drink with me and with everyone else here. This is an awesome opportunity to network and share. And I really hope to see you all the next one. Thank you very much.